Good morning. My name is David Stoloff. I'm connecting with you from Willimantic, Connecticut. I'm a professor at Eastern Connecticut State University. Willimantic connects New York with Boston and Hartford, Connecticut with Providence, Rhode Island. And I'm interested in connections, and I hope you will join me in the connection. Let me share my screen and some notes. Uh, I'm using something that could be called Blackboard Connect, but it's called Collaborate. So I'm going to share my screen and some notes. So this is an introduction to a session that I hope that you'll join on Tuesday, September 8th, 2020 from 2 to 3:50. You can come in and out anytime you want, and it's going to be on Blackboard Collaborate, and it'll be also be recorded. The notes from the session you see are on a website, this particular website. This particular website, which is on my ePortfolio blog page on social justice and education. And this is part of the faculty movement that started just about a week ago, August 28th. And it's about, the first notion was that if basketball players can go on strike, why can't faculty go on strike? Well, faculty are like fish that if they're not teaching, they're not living. So they have to keep on teaching. So instead, at Eastern, we thought of having teach-ins, and my colleague and I have been collecting names of faculty who might be interested in teaching about social justice in the during this scholar strike period of time, which is next week, right after Labor Day. Let me just go quickly through these notes because these are just a way of that I'm structuring things. Here's the agenda for our discussion: the conceptual analysis of social justice. I want to have our first year students talk about their experience with social justice and their expectations for living on campus in a socially just environment, the community. I'm going to have faculty resources, staff resources, the Unity Wing staff, which is our Women's Center, our Intercultural Center, our Pride Center. I hope they'll come. And I hope leaders from campus diversity groups will come also. I'll talk, if we have time, I'll talk about online resources in social justice and education. I'll talk about online tests that are available through the university collection, and I'll show them a list of resources that one of my colleagues, Dr. Susanna Richard, had our department buy a list of books on that will enhance cultural diversity in elementary schools and other places. And then we'll talk about what we can do next steps. That's all. This is conceptual analysis, the process of conceptual analysis. I'm just going to run through these quickly. This is what early childhood ed people say about social justice, or some people. I particularly want you to follow, if you haven't, Lisa Delbert. She wrote a book, Other People's Children, and she wrote a chapter in a book, There's No Gap at Birth. And that's very true. That's a very good attitude, although there are achievement gaps because people aren't born equally, right? They're born in different kind of resource situations. Um, uh, the early childhood people have anti-bias education dealing with identity, diversity, justice, and activism. Elementary ed people, principals particularly, have a list of 7 ways to lead equity in schools. I particularly like recruiting qualified teachers who are enthusiastic about change. NAME, the National Association of Multicultural Education, Its goal is to eliminate racism and discrimination in society and achieve a social, political, economic, and educational equity. The National Education Association wants to engage and mobilize educators, allies, and activists in the fight for racial and social and economic justice in public schools. American Federation of Teachers, these are the two major teaching unions, want to work to end brutality, police brutality by actively supporting legislation in these areas. They want to support racial, social, and economic justice, and they encourage all unions to join them. My union, the American Association of University Professors, believe that Black people, including faculty students, have the right to thrive and not just survive at universities and in society, and that the solidarity and participation in the shared governance of engaged faculty members have the potential to make a meaningful difference. These are some of my ideas about social justice and education. First, we have to ensure that learners come to learning with their basic physical and mental needs fulfilled. You have to show that school funding is equitable, schools are safe, and that school service is at the center of their communities. We should be more control of the curriculum by learners and their teachers, which I call guides, with the idea that teachers are not sages on stage anymore, but guides on sides, given the information revolution we're in. A reconsideration of tracking, more emphasis on credentialing and mastery learning and student-managed learning, less standardized tests and more authentic assessments, electronic portfolios, learning badges, and internships, and greater connections between parents, community engagement agencies, teachers, and decision makers about curriculum, assessment, and funding. So if you can join us on September 8th, Tuesday, September 8th, 2 to 3:50, just email me that from that address, and I will send you the link, and I hope you can join us and participate in discussions. Thank you for participating in this discussion, this connection, and I hope that you'll have a lovely, restful Labor Day weekend, and I hope that we can work together because I do believe in connections and collaborations. Thank you very much. See you next time.